lesson 4 of our Photoshop for Beginners Masterclass. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to my channel. And if you are old here, thanks so much for clicking this video. In today's masterclass, we are going to learn how to create this church flyer. Let's dive in. The first thing we are going to do is to open our Photoshop. So I'll open my Photoshop, I'll go to File, and I'll select New Document. Okay, so I want to work with 8 by 10 inches. So I'll still write it again. And my measurement, I want it in inches. Alright, and I'll click on Create. So I'm going to start by first unlocking my background. So I'll double click on my background to unlock it. The first thing I'm going to do is to create my background, and I want to use gradient overlay. So I'll come under my layer panel, this is my layer panel, and I'll come to FX and I'll look for gradient overlay. So I'll select it, and then I'm going to choose a gradient I'm going to work with. So I want the blending mode as normal, my opacity I'll leave it as 100, and my gradient, so this is why I'm going to change my gradient. But the style, I want it radical, so I'll choose radical, and I'll select inside my gradient. So I'm going to choose the color I want to work with. So I'll click here, and then so I'm picking my color. So I'll click OK if I'm okay with this, and I'll double click here, or I'll click here to open, and then I look for a white color here. But then let me go back. I think I have, okay, let me add reverse. Okay, let me tick on reverse so that I can reverse the gradient here. I want the lighter side to come in the middle, so let me reverse. All right, there we go. So I'll go inside and I'll correct my gradient well. So my gradient, let me adjust. All right, let me make it this more deeper. Okay, I'll click on okay, and now I can just drag it on my, I can drag to position my gradient very well, okay, with my mouse too, okay, with my mouse. So I'll just drag up. I'm just dragging it up, and then the scale is 150, is too much, so let me decrease so I can have the circle well. Okay, so I think this is good. So I'll press OK. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to bring my images onto my Photoshop. So with the images, I'm going to bring my images onto my workspace. So I'll click on File Explorer, and then I'll drag my first image. So I'll drag. All right, let me position it well, and then let me cut out the down because I won't need it, okay, to make my work more easier. I'm going to leave the resource in the description, so if you need a resource, go to the description of this video and you get it. So I want to cut, so I'll rasterize. I'll right click, I'll go to rasterize layer, and I'll look for my rectangle. I'll look for my rectangle margin 2, okay, and then I'll cut it out. So I'll press my backspace or my delete, to take it out, and I'll deselect by pressing Ctrl D to take out the alignment here, okay, the line here. So I'll press Ctrl D to deselect the selection. Alright, and I'll press V to select my move tool. So I'll bring the next image onto my workspace. That is Pastor Chris. Let me decrease the size and let me flip horizontal. So I'll right click, I'll flip horizontal, and let me still drag his image in. Okay, when I'm done, I'll do the same for the next image. If you want to take out the background, let's say you have an image that you like to take out the background before you work or before you use it, you can. So I'm coming. I'll take you through how to take off the background. So let me press Ctrl T to transform, and let me drag the image in. I think this way is good. Let me decrease the size of Pastor Chris. So to take out the background, let me demonstrate before I continue. So you can come to, so I can bring my image. Let me bring Bishop T, this image. Okay, let me drag it to the top of my layers, and then to take out the background, I'll first rasterize. So I'll right click, I'll go to rasterize layer, and then I look for my eraser tool. I look for my magic eraser tool, and I'll check the tolerance here. I'm leaving at, let me put it at 100, and let's see if that works perfectly for us. So I'll click. All right, it didn't work perfectly for us, so I'll undo, and then I'll leave it, the tolerance, let me make it 50. All right, so that works perfectly. So this is how to take out the background. There are other ways to take out the background, but I've made some tutorials, so you can go check it out. How to use every tool in Photoshop. If you watch that tutorial, you'll be able to do, and I have some YouTube shorts that you can also use that to take out background. And also this lesson 4. So there are other previous tutorials you have to go back to watch if you haven't, so you don't get confused here. So I'll arrange the pictures here properly. So let me take Bishop JD Jack's picture to the top. Okay, so this look good. So let me put a background here. Okay, and I want to do that by using my rectangle tool. So I'll draw a rectangle, and then I'll blur the rectangle. So it'll go up. So let me change the color, and then okay, so I'll go to filter. First of all, I'll have to rasterize. So I'll press V to select my move tool. I'll right click, I'll go to rasterize layer, and then I'll look for filter from my menu bar. I'll select filter, I'll look for blur, I'll go to Gaussian blur, and then I'll adjust my radius. So this is good. I'll hit OK. And then, so the next thing I'm going to do is to write the name of the church. It's Assemblies of God Ghana. That is the logo I want to use. So I'll drag it to my workspace. I'll decrease the size. I'll drag it to the top. I'll look for my text tool, so I can press T on my keyboard and I'll start typing. But then the font is very small, so let me increase it to let me use 14. Okay, 14 is good. So assembly. So I have the text here, so I just want to copy. Let me just copy to speed up work. Alright, so Assemblies of God Ghana. So I'll duplicate, Control J for Jack to duplicate. I'll drag it down, and then I'll write my central. My central region. So let me make it region B. Central region B. And then for that, I'll increase the size to, let me make that, okay, 17 is good. Alright, so I'll check my box here. And then let me put a line here. So I'll look for my line I'll draw a line, a small line here. This is good. So I'll change the fill to, let me make it this color. Let me add one stroke. Okay, so I'll press V on my keyboard and let me position my logo there properly. So I want to group the text at the top. So Assemblies of God, the logo, Central Region B. Let me group all and let me name it logo. And I can drag it. So let me put a ruler. So let me select my layer and let me divide with a ruler. So I can do a diligent work. So the type, let me make it semi-bold. Let me position it well. I think I didn't add my line to it. So I'll go back and drag my line onto my group and I also position that well. Okay, so the central region B, I think let me make the Assemblies of God rather white. And central region B. Okay, we are good. So the next test will be the all nights. Let me write the all nights. So I'll press T on my keyboard and then I'll start typing. So all nights. But my text is not visible. I think I want to type, the first one should be in caps, the next one small letters, 9 caps, but it's not visible. So it's the color. So let me press V on my keyboard. Let me change the color to, let me just make it white. So I'm going to add some gradients to it. Let me increase the size. But I don't want this font. So I have this font here. I'm also going to leave the font in the description. Inside the resource, I'm going to leave the font there. It's a Maggiano display. So I'll click on it. I'll increase the size. Okay, and then let me write the special all night. Let me write a special. But with that, I want to use my normal font. That's my Montserrat. I'll increase the size to 24 is good. Let me drag it down a bit. So let me draw my rectangle behind it. So I'll do it this way. When I'm done, I'll change the color. Let me pick the color from here. This is good. Let me adjust. I'll hit OK, and then I'll press V on my keyboard, and then let me work around the edges, the corners. Okay, so I want to check this so that I can link all the 4 corners. I want to unlink them. And then let me make the first one 30 to 40. Let me make the next one to 40. Okay, I can get 39. Alright, and the one here, this corner, let me make that also 39. 39, let me hit OK. And then let me draw a triangle. Let me add a triangle to it. So I'll go to shapes back. Let me add this triangle. Let me press on shift. So this is good. Let me press V on my keyboard. Let me rotate it. So there are so many ways of killing a card. This is how I want to kill these cards. Alright. And I'm good. Alright, so my special can't be seen, and let me drag it to the top. Alright, so let me group them. Let me group them as SP for special, and then let me drag it, let me position it well. Okay. Alright, so let me add my service. Let me duplicate the all nines and let me add my service to it. When I'm done, I want to write the name of the pastors. So just let me choose January Shine. Okay. All right. So let me write the name of my pastors. So let me start with the first one. Let me write. So let me just write his name. His name is here. Okay, I've named it with a picture. So Bishop J.D. Jacks. So let me copy and then let me write it here. So I'm just writing their names. I'm not adding the churches to it. Let me press V and let me change the font name to Montserrat. I'll increase the size to, I think 14 is okay. And I want to make it bold. Okay, then on the keyboard, let me leave it at 15, and then let me draw a rectangle behind it so that it becomes more visible. So let me make the color, let me pick this color, and then let me put it behind the text, and I think this is good. No, let me make it black. Let me make the rectangle black. Let me press V on my keyboard to select the move tool. This is not the right rectangle. Well, okay, this is it. So, and I feel, let me make it black. Let me make it rather black instead. Alright, let me decrease it. I want to make it very small. So I'm going to group it and I'll duplicate and I'll add the names of the rest of the pastors. So Control J, I press Control T to transform. I drag it. I press Control J to duplicate again, Control T to transform. I drag it to my next pastor. And I'm done. Let me send a text on top of this rectangle or else some won't be seen. So let me write the name of my next pastor, that is Pastor Chris. So let me just copy his name here. I'll copy and let me paste it. So I want to write just Pastor Chris. And let me name so that I can see. Let me do the same thing for Pastor Adebushe. Let me do the same for the next pastor. So I'll copy and then I'll duplicate. I'll paste his name. Nicely. But then I want to change the color of the name of the first names of the pastors. So let me take it into my yellows. Okay, just the first names to make it eye-catchy. So I'll press T on my keyboard. I'll highlight it. Let me highlight it well. Okay. And I'll just change it. I think I didn't get. Let me pick the color from. So let me pick this color and let me copy. So I'll do the same thing for the next pastor. And then I'll correct the first pastor's own as well. So I'll paste it. I'll check. I'll come back to the first pastor to correct his. So I'll paste. All right. So let me work on the color of the all night. So I'll go to my FX. I'll look for gradient overlay. And this time around, I don't want it radical. I want it reflected. And I'll click inside the gradient, the first one. Let me paste the same yellow color gradient. And then let me copy again. So I'll do the same for the next one. Alright, so I'll come back to this again. Let me hit OK. Let me continue writing my text. So the next one is the theme. So I'll press T on my keyboard to write my theme. And then, no, the font has changed. I'm using Montserrat. Alright, so let me duplicate. So Control J, I'll press T to transform. And then I can drag. I can just use my navigator tools on my keyboard. It works. Let me just zoom in and let me drag. It's so much work. Alright, so let me draw my rectangle behind it. I hope by now the remaining, if I'm to leave it for you, I know I trust you can do it, because this is the 4th tutorial and I believe by now you can achieve this. Alright, so let me zoom back. Let me take it to the top. I think this is okay. Alright, so let me write my theme. So I'll copy and I'll paste. I'll copy, I'll paste. And also let me decrease it. 17 is good. And then let me still duplicate it down. Let me add my date. So let me write the first one, that is my date. And let me drag down, Control J. I'll drag down, let me put my actual date here. So my actual date is, this is Friday. So let me change it, let me correct before. So we are making it Friday, let me see. So we'll make it 2025. We are in 2025, July 25. Okay, so I'll increase this. I'll increase the font at the top so that it can take the same alignment here with the down one. So I'll press V on my keyboard, I'll drag it down, and then I'll increase the type. Let me make it semi-bold. So now I can drag to increase it very bigger. I don't want this. Okay. And the dates, I'll decrease the size. And then my VR, the spaces in between, I'll increase it. 200 is okay. And then let me add the venue. So I'll copy my theme. I'll still drag it down. So what I did was I press my Alt and I left click and I drag it down. Let me add the venue to it. So I still copy. Let me copy this one first. Now let me copy the first one actually. But then let me duplicate it down before. All right. Let me do the same for the next one. Let me copy the Gumwa Apam Central Assemblies. So assemblies should come down. Assemblies of God. When I'm done, V on my keyboard, let me decrease the size. Let me just adjust it carefully. And let me send this. When I'm done, so this I'll still increase it because I want it to pick the same as the venue. So let me add Let me bring my ruler here so that I can see what I'm doing and I can straighten it up. And let me add the time at so my rectangle I drag it below. Let me just make the color. Let me make it this color. I'll come back to correct it. The time has to be bigger so that when people see, they can see the time and come. So they can come early. 19. Okay, so let me send the venue. Okay, so I want the venue to pick the same alignment with my dates. The same alignment with my dates. Okay. So please don't forget to work with your rulers. Don't leave your rulers. And let me bring this to the top. See, now we are making progress. The Gomo assembly, let me. So let me change the. So this time around, it's in the yellows, but then okay, this light yellow is okay. And when I'm done, I'm going to group all of this. So let me first add my lines to it. Now when I'm done, I just group them. So color white. So let me drag it to the top. Let me see how that comes up. Let me duplicate, Ctrl J. Is it even seen? Okay, Ctrl J. So let me draw the next line below. I'm trying to duplicate, but I don't know what is happening. So let me just draw the next one. And then when I'm done, I press V on my keyboard and let me do the same thing. Let me complete the team on as well. So let me look for team here so that when I'm grouping them, it becomes more easier. Okay. So when I want to get it straight, I'll press on my shift as I drag. And the next one, I'll just have to duplicate, Ctrl J. And I'll press V on my keyboard to move it down. The color is blue, the fill is blue, but I don't want it blue. So I will change it. I'll select both of them. I'll change it to white. So now let me group the theme. Okay, cultivating, blah blah blah. Let me group it as theme so that when I come back, I'll be able to see well. Let me put this in the middle. And let me do the same thing for my time, my date and time as well. So let me group all of them. Let me move visibility. Okay, I'll group all of them. So let me just name it time. Now I can put it in the middle. So now I want to drag it down. Okay, and I'll bring the theme also down. Oh, the theme I left out the rectangle. Let me locate where it is. Okay, let me drag it inside below the theme. It's still not inside this. Okay, it's inside now. Let me position it well. Okay, let me drag it down. I want to increase my online service. Okay, everything there. Let me group that as well. My rectangle, no. This is the online. So where is the service? This is service. This is SP special. Let me group them as well so I can increase it. Let me name it as all nights. Alright, I didn't add a T, but it's okay. Let me work on this properly. I don't want it too big as well. Okay, so let me add the for more enquiries. That'll be the last thing. Let me copy the text straight up. So let me make that center align. The font is Montserrat. I paste. And I'm done. I make it all bigger. And I increase this. Let me change the color. Let me pick this color and let me adjust. Let me pick this color and let me adjust it. Enter. I leave it there. Friday, let me change its color. And I think we are good. We are good. But I want to throw more light behind the images. So let me select the background. So I'll go to my File Explorer, and inside my lights, let me scroll. Okay, this is okay. Let me drag, and then let me increase. Let me put it behind them. Let me change the blend mode from normal to screen. Oh, screen is okay. And let me go to filter and blur. So I hit OK. Let me increase it. I think this is good. Let me still go back to blur. Let me blur it small a bit. This is okay. And now I can change the Assemblies of God from, yes, let me. Okay, so we are done for this tutorial. Let me know in the comment section if you were able to achieve this. And thanks so much for clicking this video. See you in my next tutorial.